We bring in Dr. Richard Besser, former CDC acting director and CEO of the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation. Thanks so much for coming on tonight, Dr. Besser. You've led the CDC and you're also a pediatrician. How concerned are you about the heart problems found in more than a dozen teenagers and young people after receiving the COVID vaccine? And what do parents need to know at this time?
Well, you know, Janae, at this point, it gives me confidence in the system. You know, the vaccines have been rolled out now, and there have been more than 3 million people 16 and younger who've had the vaccines. And there's a committee that looks at the safety data every week. And when they see a signal, they have to ask the question, well, is what we're seeing something more common than we would normally expect? And right now, they think that these cases of myocarditis or heart inflammation are not occurring more frequently than they normally would. Unfortunately, this is something you do see in children and adults. But it's important that they stop and they ask the question. They look to see, are there more cases of this? Could it be related to vaccination? At this point, they don't think that it is, but it's always important that they're looking.
Yeah, so important to keep those things in mind. And we're, of course, seeing those images of huge crowds really all around the country, with so many feeling like we've reached a real turning point in this pandemic after such a long time. What goes through your mind when you see those large gatherings? I was outside of Madison Square Garden yesterday reporting live with all of the fans. Does that make you nervous, or how do you feel when you see that?
It actually makes me feel a lot of joy. You know, the idea that we've got 3 vaccines right now that are safe and effective against a disease that's only been around for a year is almost miraculous. And it tells me if you're fully vaccinated, so 2 weeks after your final dose, you can get back to a lot of the things in life that you love. And that's terrific because we saw a lot of people at Madison Square Garden who love basketball having a great time. If you're not vaccinated, you want to keep that mask on.
And you said you felt joy. That might be contagious, because don't you think people who might have been hesitant to get vaccinated, seeing all those images of the packed arenas, people having fun, do you think they might be starting to think that it might be worth getting a shot?
I think so, and I hope so. You know, what we're seeing is the more people have friends and family members they know who've been vaccinated, the demand is increasing. So those people who are on the fence, they're getting much more used to this. And I think scenes like the ones that you were sharing are the kinds of things that are going to help more people decide, all right, I want to go ahead and get this.
And back to children real quick. New York City schools, among others, are preparing to be entirely in person this fall. Do you think that that's the right call? Do you think schools should look like? What do you think they should look like next year, especially as some kids still are not able to get vaccinated?
Yeah, I think for the very young kids, it's going to depend what's going on around the country, and they're likely going to still be using masks. But if New York City has been able to ensure that the ventilation is proper in those classrooms, getting kids back into school for in-person learning is so important. It's been a real challenge in terms of education, in terms of physical and emotional health, having kids at home. And Black and brown kids who tend to be in school districts that haven't been able to do as much to improve the facilities have suffered much more. So I'm glad to see this coming.
And getting those kids back in school will likely have a positive impact on their mental health as well. Dr. Besser, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
It's a real pleasure.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.